Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of the City of the Crimson Tower, here on Thousand Faces TTRPG and Go Buff Yourself if you are listening later. My name is Ethan. I will be your game master for the evening, as always, and I am joined at the moment by 4 members of this crew. The 5th is around somewhere and did hop on Discord, but maybe fell asleep into a nap. He worked hard. So we're going to have a little placeholder there in the meantime. It was... Did you just send a message in the chat? Come on in, Sally? Was that to Mav? Oh, he's here! Okay! So I'm going to go ahead and then deactivate the art that is covering his screen right now. And we'll be joined by Mav here shortly. So I am actually joined by all 5 members. And we are going to go ahead and go around and introduce them. I'm going to save Nyne for last in hopes that Mav jumps in here in time. But first up, we have Gloria, played by Margaret.
Hello! I'm Margaret. I'm so excited for tonight. We're going to have so much fun telling stories. We left off in kind of a spooky area, and I'm excited to see where it goes tonight.
Better believe it. Hawthorne will be played, as always, by Sally.
Hey, you guys. I'm super excited for this mirror car and to see where this train takes us. But this train has been so much fun. So thank you, Ethan, for adding this in.
It has been a blast. Brawk, played by Lauren.
Climb the train, to the train. Oh, you're going insane. What? Okay.
No copyright infringement there.
None?
Karina will be played by Matty.
Hello. I'm super not excited. I'm terrified. I don't know what everyone else is talking about. This train has been terribly, terribly scary, but also very cool. So it should be interesting. Or I'll die, which would still be interesting.
Death is an interesting outcome. And last but not least, Nyne is played by Mav, who knows how to make an entrance.
What the hell, bro?
Don't take a lot of allergy medicine or you'll see the Hat Man and his cohorts. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Oh man, I'm here. I don't
Luckily,
like being late, but I'm here.
We have this beautiful art done by none other than SallyQuinnCreations that can serve as a placeholder when needed. But we are so glad you are here. The art isn't nearly as pretty as you. No offense, Sal.
Thanks.
Before we jump in, I have a few little announcements. The first, you might be able to hear in the background. That is my co-DM, Leo. He will occasionally have things to say, and I will ignore him. But he will still chime in when he has thoughts. Just be aware. If you want to hear the episode sans cat meows and also with the dead time and rolling time and looking up rules time edited out, please check out our narrative play version of this episode over on Go Buff Yourself anywhere you get your podcasts. Second announcement, as always with almost every actual play on this channel, this is 18 plus for language, horror-themed content, violence, and drug use that is legal. At least out of game is legal. The in-game things, who knows what'll happen. Let's see. Oh, third little announcement here. I constantly have this little ambiance and music going on in the background, and I'm very excited to get to use a new little app called Fantasy Plus from Monument Studios. I'm not sponsored. I'm just a fan. It has a lot of cool features on here, including like 6,000 different tracks. Let's see here if I have... Oh, hold on. We can do... So, we're going to be having some fun with that. Monument Studios is also my go-to for, in post, adding music, extra music for the podcast version. So go check them out if you like music in your games. There we go. Those are my announcements, all done. Let's go ahead and roll that intro so we can get into episode 21. Legal to Drink, City of the Crimson Tower.
go.
And we are back. That was chaos. Barely avoided that chaos. When we last left off in Barrowville with our six, counting Ira, you all had traveled outside of the town of Bridgewater to catch a train to the neighboring town, or nearby town, of Valaki Hills. Ira, at the request of their brother Mark, was traveling with you to get them out of Bridgewater, get them away from being so close under the gaze of the tower of Stradia von Zarvid. So you all climbed on board this train, and right away, it was obvious this was far more than a simple means of locomotion. From suitcases that whispered and whimpered and carried terrible recollections. To a moldering dining car where a kindly man was serving donuts that a few of you were able to recognize had a particular ingredient included in the sticky sauce: blood. You explored a sleeping car which seemed far too large, the size of an aircraft hangar, with countless rows of bunk beds, where individuals slept fitfully. You managed to make your way into the next car after a strange interaction with an attendant. Hold on one second. Leo, co-DM, do you have something to add? You have something to add to the story? Let's see what he has to say. You made your way through the sleeping car and found the attendant at the end, asleep. But when Karina put a hand on his shoulder, his head rolled from his neck and started to attack you all. You managed to dispel the magic imbued in the head temporarily, force it back onto the body, at which point the attendant was quite happy to let you into the next car. And in the next car, the performance car, you witnessed a disturbing show. A show that seemed to bear striking resemblance to all of you. And one of the marionettes, the one that looked most like Karina, in the course of the performance was snapped into blood spraying. And so, after the performance, you all decided to make your way out of this car and to the next one, which was labeled Mirror Car. When you stepped inside, which was exactly where we left off, and right where we picked up, the car that you enter into is very difficult to get a good reading on its size or its layout, because every surface that you can see is mirrored. Confusing, confounding angles and reflections distort your attempts to get your bearings in here, and honestly, I think each one of you gets a little lightheaded, wheezy, or a sense of vertigo step in here as your inner ear and just your brain's attempt to ground you fail temporarily. Oh, yep, there's Brawk. And so here, this mirrored space where we left off, that's where we pick up. You all do or say anything as soon as you step in?
Well, Hawthorne will be over beside Brawk, sort of patting him on the back while he's vomiting, and he'll just sort of be looking around, making sure nobody's, like, running off as fast as possible, like in previous cars.
Who would do that?
I have no idea what you mean. Karina takes 2 steps in and then just slumps to the floor. leaning against one of the mirrors. I'm assuming the walls are also all mirror.
Oh yeah, walls, floors, ceilings. If there
Every
is
surface.
any furniture in here, it is also mirrored and therefore concealed within the reflection.
Oh, I hate it so much. She's going to slump against the wall and hide her face in her hands.
Those of you who don't hide your face in your eyes, obviously, there are reflections in it. Lots of them. But those of you who are staying a little bit more aware, go ahead and make me notice checks. Because of the disorienting nature of this room, we're going to do it with a -2.
A 1? I got Brawk under me vomiting.
Yeah,
okay,
100%.
he's splurshing all over the place.
Your
Splurshing?
shoes. Oh, I got it.
Splurshing?
I wanted to use like a splash kind of word that was even more disgusting. So,
Oh, it was still awful.
well, he's covering mirrors with it. So,
Oh, in a way, the vomit
That's
might
helpful.
actually make your ability to ground yourself a little bit easier in that surrounding location. The smell doesn't help the nausea, but
Vomit here.
so with those rolls, it looks like that was Brawk with a total of a 4 was the only
Yes,
one who
4.
beat a 4. Okay, Brawk. Well, all of you. Again, you notice reflections. You see that you all are reflected in here. Brawk, though, as you are like wiping your mouth and you look up a little bit and try to get your bearings, you see reflections of Hawthorne, Gloria, Ira, Karina, Nyne. Don't see your own room.
Immediately, he is going to stagger to his knees and scatter towards the mirror, and just he's putting his fingers. No.
Well, as you go up to the mirror and get a little bit closer, you do see a reflection in front of you that mirrors your movements. But it looks a little bit different than you. Brawk, a while ago, I asked you to think of a question. That was, who or what is Brawk afraid of finding out that he was? And with that information, the answer that you came up with for that question, who do we see right across from you in the mirror, with the knowledge that it is a version of you?
I think what we see as Brawk staggers towards the mirror to find himself, you see someone tall and strong and mean. You see a hat that has some sort of emblem on it, maybe? And he walks with purpose. You can't necessarily see exactly what he's wearing, you just know he's in a uniform. And you can hear keys jangling. That is it.
Could you please, Brawk, make me a spirit roll?
Ah! Hey, 9.
9. Success with a raise. How does Brawk respond at seeing this version, this individual, as his reflection?
He's already wiped the vomit from his mouth, but he catches it in his throat as he sees this image, and it turns in his face. You can see is illuminated. He grasps at his heart and staggers backward onto his butt, his feet flying out in front of him. He just grasps. To be completely unafraid of the world. What power that must give you. What fearlessness, callousness. And his voice is completely clear. He's not stuttering. He just sounds pained, as if he's talking strictly to himself and no one else.
What are the rest of you all doing? Karina?
I think hearing the change in Brawk's voice, because it is so different than what Karina's used to, she will actually look up and slowly drag her face away from her hands. What'd you say, Brawk?
What? The mirror.
What about the mirror?
The mirror is... It changes you.
Okay. She'll look down between her legs at the floor, because that's a mirror as well. I don't know what you mean by changes you.
It changed me. It changed me. And then I wasn't... You all were here, but me, so I went towards to see if maybe there wasn't a mirror there, and I was there, but not. Just go, and it's gonna pull you towards the mirror that he was looking at.
She will let him guide her and look into the mirror as well.
The first thing you see is Brawk's reflection. Brawk. Dressed exactly
You look
how he
normal.
is.
No, really look at it. I know what I saw.
What I see is you, Brawk. You're still you.
So
Grass was just...
light reflects off of mirrors, and that's what gives us the different images. Are we in an enclosed train car?
You are.
Is there any windows? Any light sources?
There are no windows and no visible light sources, and yet there is light.
Gloria's a little bit preoccupied. There's something weird tingling in the back of her mind that, like, that shouldn't be a thing. She's trying to, like, grasp this hidden knowledge of the law of reflections and image formations that she feels is, like, at the tip of her tongue, but she doesn't quite grasp.
And
Sorry, Karina, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just, it doesn't seem possible.
What is...
No, don't be sorry.
What is possible, Gloria? What is all this?
Well,
what is real? What's real? What is real? Where are the facts? What is real?
That's a pretty deep question, but I can say that with the amount of magic that we've witnessed on this train, I think you should take with a grain of salt whatever you see in these mirrors. Because, like, look around you, Brawk. Do you notice where this light is coming from?
You're right.
So these mirrors are probably enchanted. We have to just, like... I sneak a glance at the mirror to see if I see my reflection, but I'm trying to I can't help it.
I love this for several reasons, but we're actually going to do this in a slightly different way. as this conversation is happening, Gloria and Brawk, about the light way that the there's a cat fight. Sorry, I have to watch it.
Sorry, I have to watch.
That's how they play. They're
It's the
horrible.
first time I've ever
That's how
actually
they
seen them
play.
do that.
Yeah, that's
So-
how
I
they
mean,
play.
we can vamp and talk about how mirrors work.
Yeah, just,
You know, surfaces
bam,
that don't allow the
bam,
passage
bam.
of light,
No.
so they instead bounce back. That's why we get images in them to begin with. Black
Filibustering
molecules.
the game.
So as Gloria and Brawk are having this conversation, Karina, you had been brought over to the mirror by Brawk. Who do you see in front of you?
So Karina looks towards Brawk first, and then to his reflection, seeing that it's the same. And then she proceeds to look at herself. And she sees exactly who she last saw when she saw her reflection. She sees herself standing there, sees the blood running from her neck, from where she was bit, from that severed head. She sees the coldness in her eyes. She sees herself as she is now.
Could you make me a spirit roll, please?
That's like 1,014,000.
In Savage Worlds, that is almost close to 1 million. So, see yourself.
Brawk, I really don't know what you're talking about. I see it's normal. I look like I need some sleep, but it's normal.
And it's at that moment, I think that's kind of what draws your eye, Gloria, back to the mirror. As you were having this conversation with Brawk, and you just hear Karina say it's normal. So as you look at see.
There was a moment when I was in the fog that I felt like I was in a different time. When I looked down, I was working on a patient and I was trying to help somebody. And as I glance in the mirror, I see that person. And I can't help but wonder, how could I have let that go? I was so capable of helping people. How could I forget it? But I need to help Brawk. And as I'm kind of thinking through these things, I look back at you and say, Karina's right. We shouldn't trust what we see in the mirrors. Let's take some calming breaths together. Brawk, it'll be okay.
Yeah. I just never know what's truly happening, whether or not I'm asleep. When will the nightmare be? I'm being cynical. And he puts his hands on his thighs. I'm sorry.
I'd like to think that image I see in the mirror isn't exactly like what I look like now, because, I mean, we don't have access to, like, proper facilities and makeup, but I can't possibly look that bad.
Could you now make me a spirit save? Hawthorne, while that's happening.
So while all this has been happening, Hawthorne impulsively is like, other people are caring for Brawk. He sort of stretches, pats Nyne on the back, and then starts wandering around trying to find the other door for the other side. Now he will come upon himself, but he is literally, if he can find the other door, that's his main goal. So he's started wandering.
Go ahead and make me a notice check, please.
I was hoping I'd pull Nyne in with a back slap, but
Well,
it's
Nyne
up to
can be
Nyne if
brought in.
Nyne wanted to wander with me.
Oh, Nyne rolled a 2, so we're stuck in reflection worlds here in a little bit.
I if it's okay, my first spirit roll was a 2, so I'd like to say that I'm a little bit more affected than I want to be, but I am going to use a Benny to try to get a better roll. But in that moment, I'm sort of struck by, oh, this is not good. The mirrors are reflecting our worst nightmare. This is objectively bad. And with that, I will make a second spirit roll.
Okay. This is objectively bad. Catchphrase of the show.
And yeah, the mirrors are objectively bad.
What'd you get on that second one?
A 3.
That puts me at 1 Benny.
I know. I could roll again, or I think it depends. I guess I'm trying to comfort Brawk.
So
I will try one more time, but then I think we're just gonna keep whatever this is. So we'll see.
whew.
Okay. So it went from 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so good uses of bennies there, and a 4, because there were no penalties here, is a success. But I would love to know, with that initial wavering, that little bit of discomfort that you felt, does that manifest at all Gloria's face in that?
Gloria did a lot of things. She's not an actress. I think as I'm trying to talk to Brawk, you probably can't help but notice that my eyes keep wandering. It's impolite for a lady not to make eye contact when talking to her friends, but I can't seem to stop myself. I keep glancing at the Gloria in the mirror, and while my hands are steady, my voice is calm.
And as that is happening, jump back to where Hawthorne is looking for the door. With Nyne, are you joining, or were you staying back?
No, I rolled it.
That doesn't mean
so
you can't
Nyne
join.
would have. No. I.
It just means you didn't notice it in the beginning.
Yeah, correct. I was just staring off into space a little bit until. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll go with you, and whatnot, Hawthorne. Well, no problem. We'll find her. Let's just find our way out of here. You know, there's probably a door somewhere. Like I'll help you. No problem.
Thanks, man.
The two of
That's
them
nice.
Yeah.
hit a corner in the room, and I mean almost literally hit a corner. It's just like, oh. And it's at that moment, Hawthorne, that you come face to face with who do we see reflected in the mirror?
Hawthorne really does not know much about himself in any way. Like, a lot of people are gleaning little things. Hawthorne doesn't really know much. He's seen a very bloody field of people and trolls at one point whenever he was among the house and whatnot. So what he sees in front of him is himself, a Minotaur, covered in blood, with really bruised up knuckles, his horns just covered in blood, because he just doesn't know who he is, and he imagines that's what he is.
What is the facial expression on this blood-covered version?
Well, if you could imagine someone who's just slaughtered the whole army and is holding on to the general's head in his hand. Like, he's got something in his hand just holding there, and he's got this scowl. And only in Hawthorne's mind can he say a scowl of a demon. He just doesn't know how else to say it. But from what he's seen, he knows that there's some good out there too in him, but he hasn't gleaned why.
Could you please make me a spirit roll? And because of the description you gave, -1. But also take a Benny for a great description too.
Yeah, I was like, you're just gonna give me a straight bounty on way to go. Okay, that's a spirit. I'll have to just do it afterwards. Oh, that'd be a 2 then.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend. I'll spend one Benny. The one that you just gave me.
Yep. That's why I give them to you. What was that result, Hawthorne?
That was a critical failure. It was a 1, and that was before the -1, so it's a definite 0.
Do we
And
stick?
Hawthorne is really not happy with what. No, we have to stick with that. Yeah, this is not who he is at all. He is not a killing thing at all in any fashion. He would be terrified of this.
Hawthorne, you see in the mirror this blood-covered version of yourself, something in his hand. You blink, and that's not what you see in the mirror anymore. You see exactly how you were dressed, no blood, nothing in your hand. This soft dripping sound. You look down and see that there's a small puddle of blood. The dripping is coming from the blood that still drips from your hand. And Nyne, what was the expression that you said was on the individual's face in the mirror? A smile?
It's the same smile that Nyne
Oh no,
gave.
time out.
Ooh.
I meant not Hawthorne. What expression did you see in the mirror?
I said it was the scowl of a demon.
So, Nyne, you see as Hawthorne's appearance is suddenly changed in front of you. Covered in blood that was not there. The dripping of blood from his horns, his hands. And there is, because you see all the reflections of this same version too, all around you. And you just see that fiendish scowl on his face. Hawthorne, as you look down and see this blood on your hands, could you make one more spirit roll? This one is against fear.
At least it's a 4.
That is a
At least
success
it's a
here. There was
4.
no additional penalty here. So, you managed to not be shaken, but what I am going to tell you, I'm telling you, Sally, this. Your emotional state, your mental state, is now exactly what you imagine that individual mirror would have had. And Nyne witnessed this transformation. The rest of you are a little too far, because they'd gone down a little. So, 2 of you do.
Hey, Sirloin, you there? You.
What the fuck do you want?
Oh, okay. Okay. You doing okay there, pal? Just need to know that who I'm talking to is the same dude I was talking to maybe like 5 minutes ago or something. You in there, pal?
Who you asking, Tiny?
Oh, you called me Tiny. Okay, listen here. Okay, you fucking drunk. Hey, I'm trying to make sure that you're okay. Because that's what we do in this fucking group is we look out for each other. And if you want to act a fucking fool, then, you know, fucking jump. I don't care. Give me a fucking reason. I don't want to, but give me a fucking reason. So I'm going to ask you again. If you need to hit that fucking bottle again, go ahead. Get your fucking wits about you. Take some of that fucking, what do you call it, liquid fucking courage? And get your shit together. Because I need you to be on one right now, okay?
Hawthorne, question for you.
Yeah.
You said that there was something in your hand. What is it?
In the hand is pretty much the head of like a devil creature with horns coming out of the side. It's wrapped in a rope, like I just murdered someone, like the leader of a general or something. And I'm walking around with the head, like freaking God of War style. But it's real bloody still, so. And at the same time, I'm squeezing my other fist, and it's dripping while Nyne is just staring up at me. Because I am a little bit taller than him, so I am looking down at him. But Hawthorne just... And he spits out some blood onto the ground by Nyne's feet and goes, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
You know, I thought you were going to spit that on me. Good job. I could have ended two. I could have went two different ways. Hey, right now, we're stuck in a fucking hall of mirrors right now, boss. We're trying to find a way out. And as for me, someone who I am, I like a good bit of carnage, like you did some good fucking work here. Whatever the fuck you got going on in your brain, good to see that there's something in there I know that can tap into it. Whatever the fuck it is. Alright? Right now, I need you to use that little fucking dome of yours and those two fucking pointy horns and the thing in between it to help me find a way the fuck out of here. Okay?
Hawthorne grabs behind him. This is all instinctual for some odd fucking reason. There's a knife embedded in his back, and he pulls it out slowly and holds it. Am I allowed to have a knife?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So he pulls it out, and wrapped around the knife is the string from his pocket that was a part of it. He has it tied around it. He doesn't know when the fuck that happened, but he pulls it out, head in one hand, knife in the other, and he says, "Well, let's get the fuck out of here then."
What the fuck is going on? God damn it.
Nyne, you start, as you're having that response, you can't help but glance around. Finally see your opposite, your reflection. Who do you see?
We see this weird amalgamation of half human, half cat. Not what Nyne looks like, but he sits on a throne. He sits on a throne with the same smile that he had coming out of the fog, looking directly at him, with just this giant belt staring at him. And he's just motioning, come on. But as he sits on a throne of piles and piles of jewels, gold, diamonds, money, all of this at its feet are just bodies and bodies and bodies of defeated foes. And the creature that he sees is covered in blood, just like a crimson mask of come and get it. You want some? Come get some. That's pretty much what he's looking at.
Could you please, first of all, take a Benny, but the same as Hawthorne. Make that spirit check with a -1.
I gotta do at 2. I already get us -1. Fuck. Oh, that's a 1.
Sticking or spending a Benny?
You know what? Go ahead. Take your Benny.
Man, I'm at 4.
Take your little Benny. Oh shit! No, give it to him. Okay, there you go. Oh. That's 2 still.
Still have more bennies. You have 3
No,
left.
we're good. Nah, fuck that. We're good here.
Then
Take it.
Hawthorne, you see, as Nyne, this seated individual atop of fortune, fallen bodies. And you blink. It's just you standing in the mirror, dressed in the same outfit you've been wearing. And Hawthorne, you watch as the Nyne that you were looking at changes. Little bit, the configuration of his body slightly different. And draped over a shoulder, a large belt. In his hands, just falling onto the mirrored floor, coins and blood. And we see these 2 blood-covered individuals now looking at one another. And again, Nyne, you feel. You don't really feel because you don't process the change, but your emotional state changes to match that of the individual you're just like your physicality does. And as you take on this bloodied appearance, what do we see on your face?
You would think it would be of fear, of disgust. But on Nyne's face, you see kind of relief. Like this is supposed to be, this is normal. Feels at home.
So, first of all, Nyne, could you roll me another spirit roll? Not with an additional -1. This is against the fear table. Huge explosion.
I got a 9.
Success with a raise. You don't have to roll on the fear table. So like you said, it's almost a look of relief. Face. Hawthorne, as you see this change, instantaneous. Say or do anything in response.
Hawthorne's just gonna look over at Nyne. Nice belt. Welcome to the fun side. Are we aware, like, of this, or do we just feel overly natural being these people?
That's an interesting question. You're aware that something is different. Whether you find that to be a good or bad or neutral, that's up to you. You are certainly aware that you feel different than you did before you glanced at them. As this has been happening, 2 of you cut back to where Brawk, Karina. What do you as your two companions walked off in search for the next door.
I'm gonna pull. Oh, I'm gonna try to pull out my handkerchief before belatedly belatedly remembering that I had offered it to somebody else, and I no longer have a handkerchief, and so I'll just awkwardly close my purse again, and just pause for a moment. Oops. Well, Brawk. I can tell you how mirrors work. And I'll say, what we're seeing isn't possible with how they work, so it's probably just like the train car before, when they tried to show us, like as puppets, to freak us out. They're probably just trying to show us in the mirror, to freak us out.
Well, why are they bullying us everywhere we go?
Because we're toys.
Exactly. Puppets. Reflections of what they're trying to make us into.
I'm not going to deny what you've said, because I think you're right. I think they are trying. I think even like the blood cake donuts. I think it's all trying to get in our heads.
Watch how we react.
Yeah.
Oh, then we have to.
Although, here's an interesting note. The only reason to try to freak us out multiple times is because maybe we're not reacting the way that she anticipated we would the first time. I mean, she needs like multiple data points, or like she needs to like test it further. That means we're probably doing something right.
Do you really think so?
I think we're doing
why else
everything
would you
wrong.
why else would you run a repeat experiment? If she already freaked us out successfully the first time, there'd be no need to attempt again.
I think she just wants to break us, Gloria. I don't think it's data points. I don't think it's an experiment. I think it's purely for her pleasure.
Malice.
I think she wants to crush us one by one. Break us.
And he
Can
points to
Karina- As Karina's saying this, she's staring at her own reflection. She has not looked at Gloria, but she's kind of like looking over her shoulder to Gloria behind her in the mirror. Can she try to punch the mirror to break it?
Absolutely.
Does it look like you're punching me? Because if so, I'm totally gonna like jump over and like Brock's
Oh, no,
be like, ah!
She's totally going to be aiming at Gloria behind her, but she is going to try to punch the mirror.
The glass shatters where you crack into it, and it splinters, spider webs, a few little pieces tinkling on the ground.
I don't want to mess up our really good discussion, but just give me like 1 second. I want to peek at the glass. I would like to look at it. And specifically, I'm trying to see if there's like a thin layer of like silver nitrate or aluminum behind the glass, or if I'm noticed like does it look like a real mirror to me? I don't want them to get alarmed. I don't want to freak anybody
Your
out. I just want to
choice.
double check.
You can either make a notice check, or we can go with occult, since that is a little bit of magic in there as well. And while you're making
I'm gonna go with the cult if that's okay, because I am trying to verify that it's magic that's like trying to manipulate us, if that's all right.
Gloria. Karina, the mirror, broken pieces tinkling around, and you punched like right at eye level. And so as you step back, you see this spider-webbed mirror version of your face, even though one of the pieces of mirror that fell away is right around the nose and mouth area of your reflection. Your reflection smiles back at you.
She's gonna punch it again and again and again until her knuckles are bloodied.
Blood and cuts. The two of you Gloria and Brawk just watch as Karina willingly eviscerates her own fist in the process of destroying this mirror.
I find myself trying to like look for Nyne in this moment. I'm a little freaked out. I want to like grab his hand, and I feel like that's the moment I notice that like he's not there.
So I think what happened, you reached down, you grabbed like one of the broken parts of the mirror in order to try to look at the layers, and then the punching just continued, and you step back just instinctually, withdrawing a little bit in fear, looking for Nyne, and you don't see him there. You don't see Hawthorne.
And I got a 5 on my occult roll.
Are you, in this moment, given everything that's happened, are you still right now inspecting the shard of mirror? If not, we can hold that roll for when you do.
I think I'm probably gonna keep the mirror with me,
Okay.
but I this little slice. But I think I'm a little thrown by this. This is a little freaky, and I thought we had made a pact to not separate, and here we are separating. I do think my mind's wandering a little bit. Brawk.
Oh, stay back. And he pushes you back slightly. Just, it's a good idea to smash them so we don't have to think. What?
Where are Hawthorne and Nyne?
And the camera pans down the mirror hallway to Nyne and Hawthorne. The two of you now looking at one another, bloodied, your fears made manifest. Continuing to look for a room or a door, or would you be doing anything else now?
So, who's that area guy? Who's that lucky fucker right there?
Ethan, when you say we embody the person, we know all the memories that they have. Like, what's happening in this moment?
So, this is a fear made real. That includes whatever fictional memories might have feared that this person would have.
All this was just another one who got in my fucking way. Now, what the hell are we doing? I know we got people back there, but are we trying to get off this train? I feel like I'm standing still and I can't stand it.
Yeah, so I don't even give a fuck what we're doing anymore, man. Just want to make fucking money, kick a little ass, take a few knees, take a few souls. I'm alright with either one of those. Honestly, fuck, if I'm not making money or doing any of that, I don't give a fuck what's going on. So if we gotta find us a fucking door to get me closer to doing what I gotta do and what I love doing, I'm here for it. So fuck it. Find a fucking door. Fuck these goddamn mirrors.
These mirrors are fucking weird, but yeah, we need to find a door. I need to clean up. I gotta get back to some stuff, but I don't know, man. I think we're about to walk into another car. Let's just find this mirror. So Hawthorne and Nyne will literally continue walking forward, but what they are leaving behind is this trail of fucking blood that anybody can find.
Oh, yeah, because it's not
So
just
yeah.
trips, it's then bloody footprints too, as walk
Oh,
through.
splash on the mirrors.
Yeah. The two of you leaving this bloody trail behind you. Eventually, you do come to another door. It was tough to notice at first because you got a glimpse of it and then it disappeared. Then you got another dozen glimpses of it and it disappeared, and it took you a while to figure out which direction to actually walk to try to find it, but eventually it's almost out of place in this mirrored car, where it just looks like another metal train or door between cars, and it reads conductor's car.
guess this is the way out. And what Nyne has been doing the whole time since he's been walking, he's kind of just have his claws fully out and just scratching the mirrors as he goes, like deeply cutting into it and whatnot.
That sound carries back down the hall, and we follow that sound back to Brawk, Gloria, and Karina. And the three of you just hear distant, high-pitched, boring into your brain as only fingernails on glass or a chalkboard could. And you just hear it from a distance.
What is behind the mirror? Because I'm assuming at this point she's smashed enough of it away to see what would be behind.
So let's answer that question and Gloria's role as Gloria takes this time to get a piece of glass. Karina, yours doesn't require much inspection. The wall behind is reminiscent of that of the dining car. That old, faded wallpaper that was there. And Gloria, hold up this shard of mirror. It doesn't reflect at all. It is a see-through piece of glass.
Oh. I take a second. I'm gonna glance at Karina and Brawk. Do they look like they're in the headspace to talk about? Do you two look like you want to talk about how mirrors work and how this was definitely magic? And this is just magic. It was just her messing with us. We're totally her puppets. You need to have a non-reflective. You need to have something that the light can't pass through behind the glass in order for there to be a reflection. Do I get the sense from you two that like this is something that would bring you comfort, or maybe I should tuck this piece of glass in my pocket and we'll talk about it later?
I mean, your enthusiasm is quite infectious. However, I know this is an illusion, and we're stuck in this endless hellhole as puppets to this creature significantly above us in power and rank. So I don't think it's really necessary to rehash that.
Right. Okay, just making sure they're not real mirrors.
We can find a door or whatever the fuck that sound is.
Good call. Good call. They're fake mirrors. Totally fake. I'm going to take this with me. Karina, that was a good call. We've verified that they're fake. That was good. Do you feel a little better?
Sometimes to you.
Sometimes bashing things makes you feel better. How are you feeling, Karina?
She is staring at the wall, which she has uncovered, and she's just lightly touching the wallpaper, and she's found a corner of it, and she's just picking at the corner of the wallpaper.
And Brawk is gonna move. He's got his hands scrunched into his chest and his shoulders rounded, and he just goes over and cocks his head to the side, trying to meet your peripheral. Oh, what are you doing, Karina? And he waves his hand in front of your eyes.
As the hand of Brawk waves in front of your face, and you're still continuing at that smiling version of himself, you have a disconcerting moment where your face changes just slightly. Your cheekbones become a little bit sharper. Your hair shifting to black. The version of yourself you see in front of you, somewhere between you and Stradia herself. So as that smile continues to gleam back at you, almost see spectral, like an overlay over your own face. Smile, Stradia van Sullivan, smiling back at you. Let's go ahead and take a quick bathroom break while we're right there. because we've been going for a little over an hour. People might need to refill some drinks. So we're going to be back here in about 5 to 7 minutes, y'all, to pick up in the mirror car. Don't go anywhere to see what happens. Be back soon. much as I love this track by ASCII, great composer, by the way, on Spotify, not quite appropriate. This particular. So, where we left was with the two bloodied having discovered a door. The other three, were you starting to head the direction of those sounds, or were you still staying where you were? We're going to pick up with the three.
Karina, did you hear that?
She doesn't respond. She's still staring at
Brawk?
her impossible reflection.
Oh no. Did you hear that?
I most certainly did, and think that we should move past the busted mirrors. Just get out of here.
Can I put my face right next to Karina's face and try to look where she's looking?
You just see her.
Does she look normal?
Yeah. It just looks like a perfect reflection of what Karina's doing.
What were you saying, Brawk?
That we should go. We should go towards the sound, away from here. We have to find a friend.
You're right. We do. I'm gonna link my arm through Karina's, and Brawk, I'm like giving you the eye.
Look. Go. Oh, do you want just to confirm? You want me to touch her, right?
Karina, let's go. I'm gonna try to gently tug. My arm's linked through your arm, and I'm gonna try to tug you with me. Like, let's go.
Brawk catches on to the other side and tugs back.
She'll let you lead her.
We're going.
Constantly
I had
looking
a
over
feeling
her
we
shoulder
should be
back to
going.
her reflection.
What? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Oh, we should be going. I said that in the last car too, and the car before that. I have this feeling that we should probably try to, like, I don't know, get off this train. Let's go.
Karina, could you please make me a spirit roll? I'm going to let you know.
No, I don't wanna.
Failure here has interesting results.
Ooh. Don't tempt me with a good time like that. Critical failure.
It's a bad girl.
Keep it or reroll.
Gonna keep it. You tempted me with interesting.
Karina, your vision begins to go a little heavy. As it does, you just kind of not stumble, but your steps become a little drunken for a second. Gloria, you notice this immediately. Brawk, you do the same. And you notice that pouring forth from Karina is fog.
What?
It begins to swirl around the three of you.
I'm gonna try to. Can I react? Can I use
What
a
would you
spell
do?
as a reaction? I'm gonna try to dispel the fog. It worked before on the head. There's some weird magic, and I know for a fact it's magic. I looked at the mirror. I'm going to try to.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to dispel the fog.
Go ahead and make an occult roll to try to activate this.
So it says here. I can. Wait a minute. I'm just reading because I can spend multiple power points if I want to try to do something else, but I don't think that they're relevant. So I'm going to try. You see, like, I feel her stumble a little, and my wings flap, and I make eye contact with Brawk, and I'm gonna little gold shimmers float around. I'm going to try. So I'm going to make an occult roll.
Okay.
Oh my god, I don't know. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
Uh, 5.
5 is a success. So, this fog pouring forth from Karina, you instinctually, Gloria, begin to push back against it with your knowledge of magics and the arcane. And right before your dispel power goes off, all 3 of you hear your heads. I am the agent. I am the man. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. Your power goes off and the fog just dissipates away. Karina, your vision returns to steady.
Brawk attempts to steady Karina as she falters.
Did you hear her too? Brawk, please tell me you heard her as well.
Yes, we heard her. Mhm.
This is
At least she didn't call me a bad girl again. I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job.
oh.
Can we
You're
get
supposed
out
to
of
laugh.
here?
I was trying to be funny. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Are you okay?
No,
Karina.
but I'll be significantly better once we're off this train.
I'm gonna pause briefly. I'm not gonna unlink my arm. I'm gonna try with my other hand to pull out my compact. And then I'm gonna dab your face a little, slip it away, and be like, okay, I imagine we start to walk, and then about then we probably run into the bloody footprints.
Yeah, because that didn't take too long. Just like because you're walking and kind of grooming Karina at the same time, just trying to get her feeling more composed. Just sometimes that mammalian grooming is less for the physical appearance and more for the comfort. And as you try to provide that a little bit, I would say that Brawk, being the one who isn't doing that, you are the one who step into a pool of blood and see more bloody footprints and drops of blood leading along the mirrored floor. And again, now reflected. Once, twice, 8 times, 12 times, depending on where you look. But you can see
I
that
like, almost as a gut reaction at noticing the blood flap and start to like fly to hover above the blood and smash into the ceiling because
It's a little tinkling of glass as just a few small shards are broken as you hit your head. That was a pretty good smack.
I take your arm, but I also, it's kind of awkward because I don't want my feet to touch the ground. So I'm sort of just like pulling them up
Brawk, how do you respond?
and trying to like fly near you, Karina.
Brawk is, as the first person that sees this and potentially steps in it, is obviously taken aback and shrimps into himself and just starts to let his eyes dart and process everything in an attempt to trace. I mean, obviously we know they went one direction because they didn't go the back direction. So is going to just trace the points of origin of the blood, just to make sure the bodies aren't. Anyway.
Karina,
We're missing fingers.
are they dead? What happened? Why is there blood?
Blood everywhere.
They can't be dead if they're walking forward.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's
Come on.
a good point.
And
They can't be dead if they're walking.
Brock's gonna run forward.
That's a good idea.
Let's go. We can't just question it. Let's go.
Karina will release the crook of her elbow from Gloria's and just grab her hand, so it's a lot more comfortable with the
That's
slight
better.
change in height. And then, almost in a reverse of roles, she'll start leading Gloria down the hall, following the footsteps. Now, I don't know for sure if Hawthorne has hooves or feet. What does Hawthorne have? I want to say hooves.
Well, Hawthorne he has feet, and so I do believe Hawthorne. And so actually, that's an interesting question. Do you leave
What
in
do we
this
see?
moment boot prints or hoof prints?
I leave footprints. I don't have
But bare
shoes on.
footprint. Oh,
Yeah. He was coming from a bloody battlefield, and he was completely barefoot.
Eventually, the three of you, with Brawk running and leading ahead, crashing into mirrors a few times, but managing to find the path. Eventually, we see the three of you at the end of a mirrored hall. It's two blood-covered figures down at the opposite end near the door. And Hawthorne and Nyne, you hear you hear Brawk coming before you see him, as you hear him smack into another mirrored wall. And you hear just the heavy breathing and the frantic footfalls as Brawk first comes around a corner, followed quickly by Karina and Gloria. And the individuals, Brawk, Karina, and Gloria, that you see at the end of the hall, one of them looks identical. Hawthorne looks the same, except he's currently covered in blood and holding a knife and a severed head. Nyne looks, or whoever this is, this cat-like person. You see the similarities to Nyne. There are very big differences, too. Nyne, what would you say the biggest visual difference about you is compared to how you looked prior to entering this car?
Nyne's head looks like a mixture of a mask, but also flesh. Where it kind of looks like you would think it would be a mask, but it kind of moves like flesh would move. It's an uncanny weird valley about it.
Gross, and I love it. So the five of you see each other now across the hall.
Guys? Are you okay? He yells down to you. He's still slumped, kind of shrimped into himself.
instinctually, Karina's going to drag Gloria behind her. Hawthorne? Nyne? What's going on with you?
There's a head. Whose head is that?
Hawthorne's pretty much going to ignore them. He's going to be still staring at the door and leans over to Nyne. See, man, they're fucking alive. Let's go. And he's going to start to try and open the door.
Shunk. Slides open without a problem.
Fucking shame. And Nyne turns around and walks through the door.
Karina, he promised.
I don't think he's himself, Gloria.
You guys.
Hawthorne's going to drop the head and walk through.
Brawk puts his hand out to guard the girls instinctually as it rolls.
Do we follow?
whoa, we can't go. We can't go back. And he straightens himself up and he pops the shoulders of his coat. We go forward. I'll go first. And
I don't want to go forward.
And he stops, turns around. We have to. That's how we get out. No way.
How do we know that? How do we know that going forward is the way out? What if we just sit here with our eyes closed and wait until the train stops?
Has that ever helped you before? Sitting there, doing nothing with your eyes closed, hoping that it'll change itself? No. You move forward. I know you do. And he looks at both of you and puts his hands in the pockets of his jacket. Forward.
Karina's gonna squeeze Gloria's hand tightly and look back at her. Do you want to wait until I go forward?
I don't want to be alone.
Okay.
I'll come with you guys.
Karina's gonna pull out her gun.
Oh, it's so smart. And Brawk pulls out his gun, too. Like he just forgot.
Hawthorne. Followed by another. Across the threshold, this car, door was labeled conductor's car. There is that lightly obscuring fog. Inspect with just enough to make it so you can see what's in the do step through. In the order that you step through, you arrive in the next car. What you see is a dining car. For spirits sitting little booths at moldering leather benches. There are tarnished light fixtures, faded wallpaper and carpet. As you enter into a bar that looks exactly the same as one that you left not that long ago. And there's Georgina, still sitting at the same booth where you left her.
What do Nyne and Nyne and Hawthorne see of themselves? Are they themselves?
Hawthorne, you look down at the bloody hand that held the knife. There is no knife. No blood. That part of you that you felt, it's still there. Because once you've tapped into a mental state, emotional state, it's never fully gone. Always still there, able to be opened and accessed. But you feel more like you did when you first entered Iroquois, though you maintain all memories that you just gained by living and experiencing those things. And Nyne, belt that was on your shoulder is gone. And the rest of you see Hawthorne and Nyne. No blood. They look like they did right before entering that car.
We're back in the dining car. You know what I could really go for, Hawthorne?
If you say a fucking donut, okay.
No,
Okay.
talking
Beef
about
pie.
pie.
Okay. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I've still got this kind of rage in me. I don't know. I'm sorry. It came out. Where is everybody? And he's gonna try and turn around and make sure everybody's behind us, because all of a sudden he fucking cares about people again.
Could I please have really quick a spirit roll from Nyne, Brawk, Gloria, and Ira? What did we
It's
get?
my first good roll of the fucking game. It's an 8.
8 for all. That's a success.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a Benny because I got a 2, and I would like to reroll that,
That is
please.
fair.
As they're rolling, Ethan,
We're back.
so Hawthorne and Nyne are the same as they were as they
Yep.
entered the car. Is my hand still cut to pieces?
Yes.
I'll spend a penny.
Okay.
It's my last one. Oops, I went the wrong direction.
Just so you all know, because of the little additional rule we're using with the fact that when you all spend
I should have
bennies,
kept it.
I get bennies also. Don't think you're getting out of that rule just because there might not be any combat in a session, because I will keep half of what I am left with.
No, I think you're
When did
fine
that
either
roll?
way.
Wait.
I think
When did
me,
that come?
We said at the beginning. We did.
I don't
So-
remember that one.
So
No.
in re-rolling with a Benny,
Mhm.
I went from a 3 to a critical failure,
Okay.
which I will have to keep.
That was your last penny.
Yes.
Are all other rolls staying? Brawk, what did you get?
I got a critical failure. But now I feel really, really, really deeply afraid to use my bennies for
There
some
we go.
unrelated
Now
reason.
we're back.
So,
Yeah, how many do you have from previous games, Ethan?
So because I left the last session with 6 and therefore started with
Yeah,
3,
I'm just curious.
currently at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do the
And that'll be
keeping.
Stradia,
that'll be
that's not fair.
divided-
You can't keep the bennies.
It will never be more than
We don't get to
3.
keep
I will never
ours.
start with more than 3.
I think the players, when they have more than 3 at the end of the game, should get to roll over that one benny.
I love that you think that.
My critical failure, I will, unrelated to the conversation entirely, just keep it because we went forward. How are we back? We went forward.
So, with
Fuck.
Brawk with a critical failure, Gloria with a critical failure, Nyne, you re-rolled and got a success, and
Yeah.
Ira rolled a success as well. Brawk and
Takes a lot
Gloria,
to scare this scaredy cat.
you don't remember when it happened, but you grabbed a donut that was sitting on a nearby table and it is halfway consumed.
I don't feel like that would happen.
That's, you might not feel like that would happen. It is not even something you perceive. You just realize you are suddenly eating, because did you not eat one of the donuts before?
No,
Oh,
I
I
saw
had it
that it
written
was
down
blood.
as you did. Never mind. We are going to retcon.
That was the only reason we figured out
had
it was
a-
blood,
You are
because
totally
I
right.
had
Thank you.
like a 16 roll. I
we are
can't
going to
imagine
retcon
Gloria
that.
eating the donut.
Glorious rolls. Take your bennies back.
I still
Um,
think I should have a crit failure for something because
No, you didn't.
Gloria
It's
feels
no crit
betrayed
failure.
to the utmost
It's
degree.
no crit failure. That's on me. My notes were inaccurate.
No, you're okay.
Wrong.
You're okay, but
Brawk, however, you find yourself eating a donut, and it's so good.
Brawk,
Huh?
what are you doing?
Ooh. What do you mean? And he
The
sees
donut.
his, he sees his hand and he. Well, where did it? and he throws his hand to his face, and he feels his other hand to his face and feels the crumbs and the juice from it, and vomits immediately.
Brawk, could you make me an additional spirit, please?
Okay.
Having an 8 on the roll, Hawthorne will grab the
11.
donut as fast as possible.
Right, and with a huge success there from Brawk, yeah, Hawthorne, as you see him just almost unaware eating it, once it's called to your attention, you just snap the part of the donut out of Brawk's hand as he bends over and retches.
Brawk, you good?
Take a deep breath. Take a deep... No, take a deep breath. You got this. You guys, we're at the beginning. We're at the beginning. Take it.
Like, what do we do?
And you will
Okay,
notice...
no more eating fucking donuts. It doesn't matter. Just don't eat donuts.
You all notice that the door that you just came through has a sign on it. It says luggage car.
Wait. Do we gotta do this shit again? Because I don't want to do...
Wait, Nyne.
Yeah.
Hawthorne, why did you guys walk away?
Well, you guys were staring at a wall, and I wanted to see where the next door was. I thought it could get us off this train, get us done with this craziness. I didn't know what else to do, so I started trying to find it, and why
was there blood all over the floor? Brawk stepped in it.
Are you injured?
Sorry. Do they have blood on them? I want to. Oh, do you have blood on you? Hawthorne, did you lose your shoes?
And Hawthorne looks down. No, my boots are on my feet. You know, I know what you're talking about. I just remember this anger, this need to hunt. I don't know. It really, thinking back on it, makes me sick.
I followed Hawthorne because, once again, something always seems to happen when one of us walks off, so why not make sure one of us has got each other's back? You three seemed pretty okay. You know, you had Brawk. You know, Brawk could take care of anything that comes his way. You know, because I trust you, Ace. And as he walks over to Brawk and just kind of wants to begin with his foot, just move it out of the way instinctively. Now please stop throwing up. You got this. And next thing I know, saw you guys, and we had found the door. Figuring it'd be on our way out, it said conductor car. But as you can see around here, this is a whole fucking train full of lies. I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm like this close from taking that fucking stool and busting out one of those windows and just seeing what the fuck happens after that.
Nyne.
I'm still hungry, and yeah.
Nyne, as you say, I don't want to be here anymore. You all feel the change in speed of the train. Do you have to readjust your footing a little as the train begins to slow? The scraping sound of high-pitched squealing metal of the brakes, steam. And after about a minute or so, the train comes to a complete stop. door right behind you now that leads to the luggage car opens. You can see the luggage car through it. No fog.
Karina's gonna make a bolt for that door and get the fuck off this train as fast as she can.
You run past the large black shape of the attendant of the luggage car, the ticket taker. As you know mine, as you go bolting past, and the door that you entered in when you first got onto the train from the train platform is open. Run out.
See, I told you, we always run off. That's what this group does.
Oh, wait, the door's open? Go! And he tries to stagger to his feet. Go! Everyone! Get off the train!
Where the hell are we?
It doesn't matter. Anywhere's better than this.
Ira
He's gonna run too.
chimes
Ira,
in.
do,
Think that a stop? Rocky Hills? I think Karina had the right idea. Let's get the hell out.
I'm going to be very upset if all I had to do was ask I didn't want to be here anymore and they could have just stopped the train at any point in time. I just want to let that fuck be fucking known, okay? Laura, you good?
yeah, let's go.
Okay, come on.
As everyone is leaving, Hawthorne will be the last one to leave. And impulsively, as he walks by the food cart, he is gonna poke his head in, and he wants to see a little bit more about the 1.5 fucking donuts that he has
So,
in his pocket.
When you say the food cart, kitchen car, which
Yes, the car. Yes, the complete car, because you come in and it's right there on your left. So as you leave, it will be right there on my right. And if I'm the last person going out, I'm going to look over at it and it's going to be pretty fucking enticing.
you follow behind your friends, a few of them hustling to get off of here. Ira definitely wasting no time. You being the last, stop and you look at that door that says kitchen car, staff only. And as you're looking at it and you go to reach to it to open it, it starts to open. And the older human balding man that you saw before with the cart starts to push the cart out. And you are afforded a glimpse inside the car as he exits. The sight that you see behind this man as he pushes the cart through the door, it's slightly obscured by fog once again, and the door closes quickly behind him. But what you see is red and bloody, with meat hanging from hooks. There is a black smoke that is omnipresent in this space, and as the door starts to shut, you hear a soft whimpering, "Help! Please!" The door shuts, and this man with the cart looks at you, gives a big smile, same one he gave you after you all guessed the ingredient. That far too large smile that nearly splits his face, these large, sharp, slightly translucent teeth like that of an angler, just gives you this smile. Can I interest you in it?
Hawthorne's gonna look at him. Gotta swallow. No fucking thank you. And he's gonna turn around and walk out.
The last one of you steps onto the train platform. Door closes behind you. Hear train begin to leave the platform, leaving you all in a foggy, similar-looking train platform that you entered, but this one is at the base, or abutted next to, large, black, slick-looking mountain. And it is here, off the train, all 6 of you, alone here in the fog, side of this mountain, that we will pick up next time. Great job, everyone! What a fun and weird
Why did
session.
I look? Why did I look?
Because you're impulsive
Good time.
and been wanting to know it since we got on the goddamn train.
And I've been wanting you to. Well done, everybody. So, before we hop off of here, a few quick things. First of all, if you're still here in the stream with us, thank you so much, and don't go anywhere so that we can raid and share the love. But we're going to go around, let everyone give shout-outs as to where you can find them, because all of these are incredibly talented creators. So, Matty, would you like to lead us off, letting us know where people can find you and your wonderful creation?
Sure. I am Mythro Cosplays on most everywhere. I also make and sell dice. I have not posted many to sell because it's con season and I'm lazy and semi-overwhelmed. But you can find those dice at Morix Dice. I will also be in Victoria, BC this weekend as a guest cosplayer and a judge for the cosplay contest. So if anyone's going to Island Con, which is just a little dinky con in Victoria, come say hi. I'll have some dice to sell as well. Other than that, yeah, that's me.
Mav.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite black guy on the internet here. I play games and all these wonderful things on here on Twitch at DigitalClubhouseTV. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time playing more of We Are Okay, or We Are OFK, which is a narrative-driven, choice-based game about a indie band becoming and living their lives in LA. It's quite fun, actually. Really good cast. And then I'll be back on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to play more High on Life. And Sunday is usually Fortnite with the boys, with the homies, where we try to get crown wins, but then we fail miserably. But it's all about the memories we make in the long run.
Lauren.
Hi. I can be found here. Sometimes, all the times. And on the internet, in other places, as Thousand Faces Cosplay and 95% Lauren. And that's mostly just it. I'm just playing games and making some stuff and taking some pictures and going to some conventions and making TTRPG content and, you know, just petting dogs and stuff. So maybe do that. Okay, bye.
Sally.
You guys, I'm SallyQuinnCreations. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Etsy shop, Twitch. We stream like 4 times a week. You should join us. We do weird things like turn into mushrooms, or we turning into a caterpillar here soon. But thank you so much, Ethan, for a great time, by the way.
You. And Anna Margaret. And please also mention the upcoming project that drops soon.
Yes. Hi, I'm Anna Margaret. You can find me everywhere online at It's Anna Margaret. 2 fun things to say. First, along with Lewis Stardust and comedian MTG, I'm launching a new TTRPG channel on YouTube, and it's called Dyson Daydreams. And we are going live starting next month. So every month will be a new little mini season that's 2 to 3 episodes long. And our first one is a Pokemon reskin of D&D 5e, where we are the Viridian Forest Rangers. That goes live next month. You'll notice some familiar faces that are either filmed for our new channel coming out or will be filming next month. We're going to be filming some fun games, and I'm really excited. The channel's going to be super fun. Definitely check it out, and it'll be great. Oh, second thing. Tickets to MagicCon Las Vegas are available now. There's only a few days left to get, I think it's early access or something, your tickets.
Ooh, my turn. You can listen to past episodes of all of our streamed games in a narrative play format where all the little bit of time gaps and everything have been removed. Extra music and sound effects all over on Go Buff Yourself, anywhere you get your podcasts. We are going to be in St. Louis in the last weekend of April for Anime STL, so we will be hanging out there. Be on the lookout for that. Mav and Matty and I are also working on an additional little mini campaign that will be pre-recorded, and we've been dropping some teasers on the Go Buff Yourself podcast. The campaign is called Lords of Sin. It is going to be fantastically dark. You think this show is dark? Whoo, buddy, you don't know. So please go free to check that out. It is with these two wonderful individuals and 4 other incredibly talented performers. Go check out the preview. Corey J. Phillips's character Shin.
So
the preview is on Spotify now. Those are, and anywhere else you get your. Those are my main announcements. You can find my D&D content on TikTok and pretty much anywhere as the Buff DM. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's go ahead and start this raid. We're going to be raiding another TTRPG channel. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. It's a tough and stressful time. Escape every now and then. Do things like this so that when we need you, we do. You're ready. So, we appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Until we see you next time, go buff yourselves. Yeah, even in a hoodie. Yeah. See you soon, friends. And we are